The college basketball experience, Ohio Valley, 2023-24 conference preview and picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog has just added pick'em scorchers where you can win 100 times that you put in. That's right, turn 5 into 500 in just one game. Plus, every Sunday they're giving away $100,000. Promo code SGPN at Underdog Fantasy for a 100% deposit bonus up to $500. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, a sports betting research platform for parlays, props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. Plus, that load management's back. Everybody's sitting out, but get over there to the NBA Gambling Podcast to celebrate because they're giving away an NBA Gambling Podcast hoodie. Head over to NBA Gambling or sportsgamblingpodcast.com/NBA Dog for all details over there today. Yes. Woo-wee! Welcome to the college basketball experience. Ohio Valley. I love the Valley. I am a former Ohio Valley representative at the great old Austin Peay Governors. If you're wondering who's yelling at you about the Ohio Valley, I am Moneyline Mac, a.k.a. the former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin. And I can't wait to talk this league because, like I said, I spent what years was it? 2017 to 2019 in the Ohio Valley. And that was the glory years of the Valley, by the way. John Morant at Murray State, Dylan Windler at Belmont, two-bid league. Murray won an NCAA tournament game. Belmont won an NCAA tournament game. Wrong place, wrong time for me, as Brandon Miller would say from Alabama. Because we were good, but we couldn't beat those kind of guys, and that's why they're playing in that filthy NBA. But if enough of that, let's bring in the guy behind the scenes who's always got he's always up to something over there with his LeBaron in the state of Michigan. You better watch out. He'll be at an Ohio Valley basketball game this year. He is Noah Beanick, aka He is the current host of the college baseball experience. What's up, man?
How's it going, Mac? Yeah. So I want to put you to the test here because, I mean, are you technically? I know you coached in the OVC, but are you technically an OVC guy anymore? Because Austin Peay is now in the A-Sun with all the conference realignment stuff here. But I mean, we do bring in Western Illinois this year. But my question to you, are you an A-Sun guy now, or are you an Ohio Valley guy?
My heart will always be in the OVC. When you're making that bus trip on the double trip from SEMO, Cape Girardeau over there to Tennessee Martin and Martin, Tennessee, or I know Eastern Kentucky's on there, the double trip with Morehead State and Eastern Kentucky. I'm trying to think who else was traveling partners. I know Austin Peay and Murray State were always partners. That was our rival. We had the wrong rival because they were always the best team in the fucking league. And then you obviously had Eastern Illinois and Edwardsville right there. So I love this league. And I know that obviously the talent has taken a step back. Anytime you lose a Murray State, you lose a Belmont, you lose Austin Peay, you lose Jacksonville State. I mean, they've gotten bombarded by conference expansion. But, I mean, there's still culture here. Morehead State has been to the tournament, won a tournament game, Kenneth Fareed back in the day, over Rick Pitino in Louisville. But, I mean, Noah, what's your take on this new look Ohio Valley? I think, what did they come in? Ranked 28 out of 33?
Ooh, that might be a little high.
I was going off KenPom.
It is 28.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might still be a little high because it is weighted by there's past year's data filtered in through KenPom. So I don't know how that kind of works, but Not too high on this year's Ohio Valley Conference. And out of the little kind of research that I did heading into this show, with Morehead State's point guard Mark Freeman probably out for the year, this league's talent takes a hit, definitely. Are you a little jealous that you didn't get to travel to all the ASUN cities rather than the Ohio Valley cities?
The only thing I'm jealous is that we didn't play in the soft ass OVC compared to the one we played in. I mean, we would have ran away with this league. I mean, we had Terry Taylor. I should mention he was not drafted, but he's on the Indiana Pacers right now. So I mean, we had a pro, and we were really good. We won 40 games in 2 years while I was there for the Governors. But like I said, Murray and Belmont were pretty fucking good at the time. Jacksonville State was a juggernaut under Ray Harper. And that's kind of why I'm so high on those Jacksonville State Gamecocks in the Conference USA, just because Ray Harper's been there, done that. But no, let's get right into it because we got 11.
One last thing too with Andre King in the chat. He goes, "Do you think Chicago State could get an invite to the Ohio Valley Conference?"
They'd be a perfect fit. I mean, you think about Edwardsville, that's kind of in the St. Louis area. I mean, Eastern Illinois, that's in Charleston, Illinois. Western Illinois is obviously somewhere in Western Illinois. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think they'd be a perfect fit. Make it 12 teams and let's go.
Yeah, they'd be a good fit, but I want the Horizon to scoop them up. Give me Chicago State to the Horizon, please.
I like the Horizon as well, but I mean, Southern Indiana, the Screaming Eagles. I love the Screaming Eagles. I love this league. Little Rock's projected to be good. We'll talk about that. I know that's Colby's team, but
thanks for the donation, by the way, Andre.
Oh shit! I didn't even see that come through. Shout out to Andre King doing the Lord's work, giving us a Abraham Lincoln. I appreciate it, brother. Shoot your questions, shoot your comments on this Ohio Valley. Everybody get in the chat if you're watching on youtube.com/the college experience. We're going to be here all night, man. I mean, this fucking season,
Mountain West right after.
This damn season is starting in 8 days, 8 days or 9 days.
9 days.
I don't know. I know our pick show starts in 9 days. Sorry. So, all right, man.
Pick show starts in 8 days. I think that's where you got it screwed up.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I've been watching West Virginia all night and banging my head on a wall. So yeah, let's talk Ohio Valley. First up, who do we have chronologically? We got Eastern Illinois, the Panthers, and I know a chant there. Shout out to my favorite bar. It's at the Unique Suites. They got a nice karaoke there on Friday night. I love that spot. I'm drawing a blank. Drawing a blank on the actual bar's name. I think it's something. I'm gonna Google this. But
this is the best part about this show. We get to talk about Mac's experiences in the conference.
Yes. I'm telling you, I'm gonna go back there one day when EIU is playing for a conference championship. When I turn it over to you, I'm gonna find the name of that bar and I'm gonna shout them out because great karaoke. Definitely got hammered there the night before we played EIU. That's what you do in Ohio Valley. The last year I was there, we played EIU and it was a blizzard and we got snowed in. So we beat them. We beat them at the buzzer and like double overtime or whatever. I think it was single overtime. Came back, had to say the night, just got batshit hammered. They had and you know what's great about EIU too. Tony Romo went there. Jimmy Garoppolo went there. So the jerseys are everywhere. So it's like random. Like you're in the middle of fucking nowhere in Charleston, Illinois. And then you see a Romo jersey in the EIU colors and Garoppolo. And it kind of hits you. It's like, damn, they've had two of the NFL's top half of the league quarterbacks at times. I mean, Garoppolo played in the Super Bowl. I know people are down on him now, but I mean, you can never take away that he played in the Super Bowl. And obviously Romo is, I mean, people have their opinions on Romo, but Romo was still a top half of the league guy. But anyway, I will find out that bar. But first, we got to talk about Marty Simmons' team. Marty Simmons in his third season. Marty Simmons, the old Indiana Hoosier, he came over from Evansville as well. It was a lot. They finished 9-22 last year, 5-13 in the OVC. Tough year. They lose Kenyon Hodges, 15 points a game. Yark, Rose, Cameron, Hafner, Nick Ellington, Kyle Thomas. They lose a lot. But here we go with the portal because they got Tiger. Tiger Woods is coming in from Tarleton State. Just kidding. It's Tiger Booker. Nikhil Shelton from South Suburban. Cooper Jacoby from Toledo. Jalen Gibson from Mount St. Mary's. Kendall. Davis from Panola. He's a junior college transfer. They juked it up there, and they're right in the roots of junior college. I think we talked about John A. Logan is around there. Corey Sawyer from Cloud County. Lazar Jurek from Arkansas State. Isaiah Griffin from Sunrise Christian in Kansas. This kind of feels like a mystery team, Noah. I mean, Marty Simmons, 14-48 overall in the Ohio or at EIU to start. I don't know, man. How can you buy into this team? Give me your take on these Panthers headed into year number 3 of the Marty Simmons era.
They lose quite a bit of pieces, and there's a lot of new names coming in here. Just off the bat, I think two big keeps. Caleb Donaldson, and he's going into his 5th year here at Eastern Illinois. He played 32 minutes a game last year. He's probably going to be one of the bigger leaders on this team here because there's a lot of new pieces. Sincere Malone, also in the front court. He's a sophomore. His freshman year, he played 23.5 minutes, almost 5 rebounds a game, 6.5 points. I think those are going to be 2 names to keep your eye on during the year for the Panthers, because I think with margins kind of small, I mean, you get a couple of decisions to go your way, you could probably flip in the standings pretty quickly. I mean, last year they were near the back half, and we saw UT Martin do it last year, kind of have one big rebuilding year, and then all of a sudden with a couple of new faces in the program, they finished middle of the pack, or top half. So my expectations aren't too high on this roster, but I don't know, probably back half for me personally, but I could be surprised just because of all the names that they bring in. They bring in a kid from Toledo and Mount St. Mary's, who have been 2 winning programs, and Tarleton State's got a good program too. So I don't know.
Mystery team. And by the way, it's called the Brick House. That's what it's called. The Brick House at the Unique Suites. So that'll probably be a reference all year. We'll get Colby to flash that up there one of these episodes when EIU pulls off a big win on the money line like they did at Iowa last year. Remember they won at Iowa last year?
Yes. Yeah, Rob mentioned it during the Big Ten show.
Absolutely bonkers.
One of the biggest upsets of the year.
Yeah. 32-point dogs?
Something like that. It feels like it keeps growing every time we mention it. But
yeah, they were 49.5-point dog, and they went out right on the money line.
Yeah,
they were awful last year. I kind of think this is a bottom half, but I mean, what did the champion finish last year? If I remember correctly, so the champion Moorhead finished 14-4, but second place was 11-7. And everybody from second to last place was within 4 games. So like
that's what I mean. The margins are small. If you flip a couple of these results, I don't know.
You fucking know.
You could go from bottom half to top half really quick. So yeah,
I agree. I'm with you. Real quick, before we transition into our next scene, we got to talk about Underdog Fantasy, because you have a way to play alongside your favorite football team all season long. Underdog has introduced Scorchers. By simply going 5 for 5 in Scorchers, you get a spicy 100 times payout. And for a limited time, Underdog is extending that first deposit bonus up to $500. $100,000 Sundays continue on Underdog Fantasy. 10 lucky players will win $10,000 each. I liked FAU tonight, and looks like they're going to get it done over the Clits of Biff Poggi. Early on tomorrow, give me my Mountaineers. Get that bullshit line out of here with the Golden Knights. West Virginia on the money line is my underdog to start the game early and often. You guys on the West Coast, get a Bloody Mary, get a mimosa, start at 9 a.m., and let's go Mountaineers. And when you use the sign-up code SGPN, Underdog will double your first deposit bonus up to $500. Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN. All righty, we're back on
I'll
Big 12.
I'll say this. I went and looked. Tennessee Martin, 8-22 in 2022. 2023, they finished middle of the pack.
Yep.
And 19-14. I mean,
that was funny. that happened when I was in the league.
Yeah.
We took over Austin P and they were a complete dumpster fire. And we went from, I think, 7-24 to 19-12 or whatever, and then 20-12. Yeah, when you juke it up as much as you do and you rely on transfers, nobody has continuity unless you have like a program like Belmont and Murray that has tradition. But there's no tradition in this league other than maybe Moorhead. But I'm telling you, Moorhead, like, they're nowhere near those other programs. They just had the one fluke run.
Yeah, Eastern Illinois, last place in the conference last year, 9-22. It would take 3-4 more wins to get them into the middle of the pack here. We have 14 or 11 wins in the conference or whatnot. They had 5 last year. So
I agree. Well, all right, let's go to the next team, and this is the best team in the fucking league because it's Lindenwood. What do we say? The penitentiary? Yeah, penitentiary, baby. Lindenwood, here they come. Year 2 of Division I basketball. They actually kind of were frisky early on in the year. They kind of stalled out a little bit. I guess the security got down a little bit and they ran out of gas. Kyle Greedman's in his 5th season. Like I said, they finished 6-12 last year in the OVC. They kind of ran out of gas down the stretch. They lose quite a bit, though. Chris Childs is out 13 points a game. Kevin Chalwell, 13 points a game. Cam Burrell, 11 points a game. Brandon Trimble and Jacoby Tracy are out of here as well. They kind of like everybody in this league, this would be the common theme, that they juked it up and they got in the portal because they got Keith Heyman coming over from Northern Arizona, the Lumberjacks, Jordan Wildley from Coffeyville. He's getting his coffee over there at Coffeyville. Armando Ladau from Hawaii. He's coming over from the island. Nathan Johnson from Coffeyville as well. Hello, Coffeyville. You got 2 in here. Jeremiah Talton from John Wood. I knew John Wood once upon a time. Isaac Undekani from Butler Junior College. And then Colin Ruffin. He's from Link Year Prep. What a name. Lindenwood, year 2 of the Division I transition period. I don't know. I kind of thought they were a little bit frisky last year, and they came through for us a little bit on the money line a couple times early. Kind of hit the wall and pulling up when they hit their wall. Yeah, it was middle of January, and then all of a sudden they got hot. But I mean, I remember. Maybe it was just that they beat Knox College and Hannibal LaGrange. Maybe they really were dog shit, actually. I don't. Maybe we just liked Lindenwood because of the name.
The nickname that Colby gave it. I mean, they lose a lot of production from last year, but they're the 3rd oldest team, according to Torvik, in the Ohio Valley Conference. So that's something to like. However, there's not much proven production here. And there's 3 seniors in the starting 5. Darius Bean, 21 minutes a game, 5 points per game, 2.5 rebounds the last time we saw him. Another one in the front court with Keenan Cole. He returns from last season. He was their high leading scorer from last year's team. 6'7" senior playing the 4, 25.5 minutes, 13 points per game, 5.5 boards. This team could surprise. Last year they were where?
They were in the bottom.
Yeah.
They finished last.
It's another Eastern Illinois,
you
6-12.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I kind of see the same thing for them and EIU.
I don't really see it with EIU.
So you're higher on Lindenwood?
I like Lindenwood a bit more. I would say that.
The penitentiary's got you convinced.
Yeah, in year 2, I mean, now they're kind of used to the thing, maybe some new turnover on the roster, but at least some players have experienced the OVC travel, at least, and some of the continuity on other teams. They're familiar with the OVC. I'll give them that, but there's not much to go on from last year's team. 336 in offense, 321 in defense. Just kind of turn over the roster, go at it again this year, right?
They it is good. They got Hannibal LaGrange, their arch rival, back on the schedule just like last year. So it'll be a get right spot after they get drilled by Iowa State and Nebraska. So Lindenwood, I kind of you know what? Let's go. They're going to be around 500 in league play. Bold prediction. Lindenwood, the penitentiary, feisty dog at home this year. Their ESPN Plus quality sucks, by the way. So get ready to watch some Lindenwood on some fucking production from 2006. Let's move along, though, Noah, because we got the Little Rock Trojans. To be honest, this probably should be the best team in the league in terms of resources, in my opinion. I think Little Rock.
They bring in a lot, too, this year.
Yeah. Well, they got Darrell Walker back for 6th season. I know Colby loved Darrell Walker. 10-21, 6-12 last year, underachieved. Myron Gardner out, 13 points a game. DJ Smith out, CJ White out, Chris Walker out, Isaiah Palmero out, Nigel John out. I mean, a lot of production, about 40, 45 points a game. But here we go. They got a high major couple high major transfers. Where the hell did they get these guys from? Colin Robinson from the Aggies, Gig'em, over there in Texas A&M. Jameer Chaplin from South Florida. Hey, Mikael Mitchell, one of those Mitchell twins that started at Maryland, then to Rhode Island, then to fucking Arkansas. Now he's a Little Rock Trojan. Bring your Trojan. Rubber up, baby. Bradley Douglas, the junior college transfer from Florida Southwest State. Cougar Downing from Barton College. And, of course, the freshman, Jalen Crocker Johnson. You know what, man? This should be a top half of the league team. I think they may challenge for the league to win it all. I mean, with the high major transfers coming in, if they can gel, this is a good team on paper.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, they're fourth. They're ranked fourth in returning experience for this team. And Little Rock, like you mentioned, they have all the facilities to do it here in the Ohio Valley Conference. This is a conference that's not going to have a whole lot of continuity on each roster. Not many teams are bringing a whole lot back. And for Little Rock's case, if you choose to bet on talent, this is probably one of the two teams that you're eyeing here in the preseason, because we're working with 4 seniors in the projected starting 5, and they bring in a lot of high major talent. So whether they're actually proven guys in the high major ranks, because KK Robinson, the point guard, only played 5 minutes of last year at Texas A&M. But Buzz has a good program, and he's been a great coach.
Yep.
So you're taking a shot on a couple of unproven high major guys and Darrell Walker. So yeah. I think their ceiling could definitely be competing for a title, but I'm going to have them kind of in the middle of the road. I just need to see it to believe it with a lot of these guys.
What I will say about Darrell Walker, I don't think he's a very good coach, but at Little Rock, in his second year in the Sun Belt, they won the Sun Belt regular season, and then COVID canceled the year, 2020. This is their second year in the OVC. I think this might be a sneaky 8-1 play here with the returning talent. I mean, we'll talk about some of the other teams, but they're right there to win it. And 8-1, that's tempting.
Yeah, 100%. 8-1 is like right in the middle of the pack for the conference. So that's kind of where I see them, but the ceiling is definitely there. This is one of them where it's not a bad bet with the value.
No doubt. All right, we'll dive in on the other side, but first we got to talk about Hall of Fame bets, because we're winning bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame Bets, a sports betting analytics platform for parlays, props, and game lines. Research every NFL, NBA, MLB, and soccer bet with historical data. Enter any parlay into the revolutionary Parlay Optimizer tool to get hit rates broken down by each leg, so you know the probability of each leg, so you know which one's got the best values and where you could stay hot. Stop betting in the dark. Join over 30,000 users researching Hall of Fame bets to craft a more intelligent, data-driven parlay. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app. Visit HOFBets.com. Promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching. Start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. All right, man. We're back on the college basketball experience. I said Big 12 last time, like it's ingrained in my mind. Next up in this great Ohio Valley, well, Moorhead is always better than less head. Let's go over the Moorhead Eagles. This is if you're going to point to a proud program in this league, it's Moorhead State. Preston Spradling, he was there when I was there. He always runs a decent program, solid program. He's already in his 8th year already. They finished 23-11.
You were there in 2017, so
I know.
He's 8 years ago, dude.
I know. He was an interim coach and then he got the job. So he had just gotten the job off a magical year the year before I got into the league. And then they sucked the 2 years I was there because we were always kicking their ass. But and Murray State and Belmont, like I keep talking about. But now that the league's soft, all of a sudden they're at the top of this fucking league. Preston Spradling's it's definitely their league. I mean, Preston Spradling's done quietly a really good job there over the last couple of years. I mean, you just look at the production from a record standpoint there. Preston Spradling last year, 22-12. The year before that, 23-11. The year before that, 23-8. And then the 2 years I was there, 8-21 and 13-20. So, I mean, ever since I left, he's been rolling. So, you're welcome, Preston. Just kidding. Good guy, good program. Ellis Johnson Arena, it gets lit in there. I mean, they show up in Moorhead. They lose it quite a bit too. I mean, Alex Gross was a contributor. We played him in the NCAA tournament at West Virginia too in the bubble with Broomy, who's now at Auburn. Gross is on that team. Jake Wolf, 9 points a game. Brendan Mogner, 8 points a game. Jalen Hawkins, 8 points a game. But don't worry, they got some good production coming in because they got Riley Minix coming in, Deontay Miles coming in, George Marshall coming in, Jerome Morton as well. They got a bunch of freshmen here. Deontay Miles is from Xavier, by the way, so that's a high major transfer. Eddie Ricks, Clarksville Academy. That's right where I lived in Clarksville. Zach Ayami from Houston Christian and Jaden Webb from, I don't even know how to pronounce that, so I'm not going to butcher that. This is top 2-3 team culture.
100%.
Can't go against these guys.
If you're looking to bet on a good combination of good coaching, continuity, and experience, this is look no further than Moorhead State because you've got 4 seniors and a junior in the starting 5. I did mention that one of their better players, I think probably he was their best player returning from last year, and Mark Freeman. He's now going to be out for the year, but still, this team is still going to be a very good contender here in the Ohio Valley because 4 of these guys played at least 25 minutes a game last year. And Riley Minix, this kid that comes in from Southeastern, was just a stat stuffer. I mean, holy shit. He averaged 25.5 points per game and 13.5 boards at Southeastern. Dude was a monster down low. So Drew Thelwell is going to have to step up here for Freeman and Spradling. But Moorhead State's going to be at the top of the standings once again this year.
No doubt. We're seeing eye to eye. Let's go over to another team that's going to have some expectations, and I know Noah Beanick is bullish on him. Let's talk about these Edward Screaming Eagles. The Edward Screaming Eagles coming off a 19-14 year, 9-9. Sorry, they're the Cougars. The Southern Indiana is the Screaming Eagles. That's their arch rival. So, Brian,
great job, Mac.
Brian, I can't believe Brian Braun's still there. 5th year. He was the interim coach, took over from Josh Harris. They got a lot coming back. I mean, they just lose DeJuan Pruitt, who averaged 11 points a game, 8 rebounds. So that's a big loss. And Jalen Hodge. Other than that, they bring back majority of their core. And incoming from transfer from Milwaukee, Brian Taylor, Edian Torado from Indian Hills, that's a junior college, Ethan Yancey, another one from Northwest Kansas Tech, one of those Kansas JUCOs, and then here we go, Adelia Sion. He transferred from Longwood to Penitentiary. He said, "Enough of that. I'm going over to Edwardsville."
No, Longwood's not the penitentiary.
You're right. I thought I
Lindenwood.
swear I thought I said Lindenwood. But yeah, you're right. He actually is at Longwood. So he got tired of laying Longwood over there at Farmville, Virginia. Jordan Pickett's a freshman. Noah, I mean, this is an older team, an experienced team. 19 wins last year. Top 3 team in the league. Am I wrong?
Yeah, they have the most continuity. They bring back the most minutes last year, 66%. And last year in the preseason, I was actually on this team to be like a sleeper to contend for a conference title. They finished middle of the pack. I really had no explanation for why they just kind of underperformed my expectations. But everybody's back from a team that I was high on last year. Rayshawn Taylor, I think, is going to be one of the best players in the conference. He played 30 minutes ago, a season ago, 15.5 points, 4.5 boards, 3 assists a game. And then DeMarco Minor, their point guard, 32 minutes last year, 14 points. This backcourt is really good, and they've got length at multiple positions. They're very versatile. The Cougars are going to be one of my favorite teams in the Ohio Valley Conference this season.
You want to know the knock on him?
What's your knock on him?
Coaching. Brian Moran's not a good coach. He's never finished higher than 6 in Ohio Valley in his 4 years. Yeah. And this is a watered-down Ohio Valley. So that's why I can't put them over the top to win it. But, I mean, from a roster standpoint,
they've got one of the best ones.
Yeah. So, I mean, probably top 3. Maybe I'll knock them down to 4 because of coaching. But, I mean, this team should be good. I mean, they finished 9-9 last year. You got to expect them to win, 10, 11 games this year. So, definitely a top 3 to 4 team in the Ohio Valley. All right, let's go over to Cape Girardeau next. The SEMO Redhawks. I love SEMO. They got it. That's an underrated place there in the state of Missouri. Missouri made the tournament last year. They kind of made the magical run, beat Tennessee Tech in the conference final, 19-17, 10-8 in league play. Brad Korn, disciple of K-State, Bruce Weber, at the Show Me Center. Show me the money. Philip Russell's out, though, 18 points a game. Chris Harris out, 16 points a game. Isaiah Barnes, 10 points a game. Nate Johnson's out. But, I mean, Brad Korn does a good job. He's really built this program up from the bottom when he took it over a couple years ago from Rick Ray, who was a dumpster fire. Rob Barton coming over from Indiana State. TJ Bial from Trident. Braxton Stacker from Murray State. Marquise Bell is a freshman. And B.J. Ward is also a freshman. So they lose a lot, Noah, but, I mean, nobody thought they were going to be good last year either. And I kind of trust Brad Korn. I mean, he's kind of sold me the way that he's been able to build the SEMO program up year after year. They finished in the top 4 back-to-back years. I kind of like this team to stay in the top 4, even though they do lose a lot. I'm going to back my SEMO guys once again. Let's go Redhawks.
I think this is a team that plays their best ball late in the season, which is what they did last year. They finished middle of the pack in the OVC, and then they win the conference tournament. And we knew that this team was coming on strong going into that tournament. Colby had them win in the tournament, and that was like a huge bankroll builder for him going into the into the NCAA tournament and March Madness in general with the NIT and CBI and everything that we bet on. So we never heard the end of that. The SEMO money was screamed across Vegas for entire week. They bring back 4 seniors from they're 4 juniors from last year's team. All seniors, all played 17 minutes a game last year, but just the center, Josh Early, played 17 minutes a game. He had 7.5 points, 5 rebounds. But Kobe Clark, the 4, he's a senior. He played 30 minutes last year, 6.5 points, but 8.5 rebounds. He was a monster on the glass last year. This team lacks a little bit of shooting for me, for my liking, but I think you got to bet on Korn and the program. So I think they'll be top half of the Ohio Valley. And I think they're a good bet to play some good ball in the conference tournament. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, I like that angle too. There's a shitload of S's in this league because next up, oh yeah, my team, baby. The Screaming Eagles are coming up. Here we go from
Schrader.
Southern Indiana. my guys, man. They were so good for me. Stan Juard, baby, 4th season. I'll tell you what, man. They fucking show up to these games. I watched like 7 or 8 of these games last year, and I forget who the fuck they were playing. They were playing somebody, and that
Notre
place
Dame.
Was
or are you saying at home?
At home. They almost beat
Gotcha.
Notre Dame and South Bend.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, they were playing somebody at home. I think it was Edwardsville. Yeah, it was Edwardsville, and that place was completely lit. And I mean, it was Indiana State. It was Indiana State. The Sycamores, who, I mean, they actually had a hell of a year. They won 23 games, and they beat them at that place just because that place was absolutely rocking in a rivalry game at the Screaming Eagles Arena Center.
All I'm going to say is this team's much different than last year's team.
Oh, you're hating on my boys. Stan Juard knows what the hell he's doing. Isaiah Swope's out, 16 points a game. Jelani Simmons out, 13 points a game. Trevor Lakes, 13 points a game. Jacob Polakovich, 12 points a game. Tyler Henry and Gary Solomon are out. But don't worry, we got reinforcements coming in. We got a national champion coming in. Uren Hassan from UConn. Jordan Tillman from FAMU. Xavier McCord from Laramie County. Nolan Caswell from Tennessee Tech. Javius Moore from Southwest Mississippi in the JUCO ranks. And, of course, Luther Smith as well from Sussex. I mean, what the hell? Hamilton High School.
Coswell's an in-conference transfer, too.
I know. Shoot the guns off. So I know everybody's going to say this team's going to take a step back. They play hard as shit. They press you. They play their asses off. This guy does a good job there. You look at 16-17 in year 1 of Division I. Came over 18-18, 12-5. They'll stay in the middle of the pack. They're the Screaming Eagles, man. They made the transition last year, took everybody's punch, and still finished in the middle of the pack at 9-9 in league play. Give me the Screaming Eagles, middle of the pack once again. Let's go.
I can't get there. They lose the most production out of the entire conference. It's too much. It's a completely new team. Like Tillman coming in from Florida A&M played 35 minutes a game last year. He's going to be a good addition, but he's not much of a shooter. And then, dude, there's so many new pieces. I really don't know how to judge it. Sure, Juard, however you want to say his last name, can be a great coach, but I can't get behind him in the preseason. There's no way. They've got 3 players that have not played at all in the starting 5 here. So I don't know, dude. Call me a hater, but this is a team in the basement for me this year.
They're gonna prove you wrong again, babe. Let's go, Screaming Eagles. Next up, what the hell's that in the chat?
It's from Twitch.
Next up, we got Tennessee. Oh God, get out of here, you hack! Tennessee State, the Tigers. We Tigers. We got Tennessee State coming over. They're 7-1 to win the OVC. This is always a talented team. That's what's always weird about Tennessee State. Always preseason expectations. Always underachieving. I mean, Penny Collins already in his 6th season. They lose a lot as well, like everybody. J.R. Clay averaged 20 a game. Dedrick Boyd, 11. Adong Maku, 9 points a game. Zion Griffin and Zul Koeth as well. They
do well.
They got a bunch coming in, though. I mean, they always do well because they're in Nashville. They're right next to Belmont. It's a nice little campus right there. Kenyon Hodges from Eastern Illinois, Denim Dawson from Nebraska, E.J. Bellinger from Belmont, Michael Shanks from Belmont. I mean, come on. Yeah, I mean, let me tell you something. Belmont's a lot nicer than fucking Tennessee State, so I don't know why the hell they're going across town here. Jason Chapeau from Florida, Jalen Jones and John Gamble, freshmen. Penny Collins will always have a freaking talented team here, but I can't buy into him as a coach. I think expectations will be high once again, and they'll underachieve and finish in the middle of the pack with all these new pieces.
They finished tied for third last year. I think that there's a lot of new pieces coming in, but the one guy, the mainstay here, 30 minutes played per game last year, 13 and a half points. Marcus Fitzgerald, the junior, the point guard. I mean, in this conference, give me a great point guard and then some talent around him. We already know what he's going to do in Fitzgerald Jr. And they bring in some good transfers from Belmont and from Florida, Jatoba. This is a top half team for me, just based on talent. If he finishes in the bottom half, then Perry Collins, he's probably out the door. But this is one of the better teams in the conference. I'm just saying that.
Last year was his highest, third, but every other year, fifth or lower. That's why I said middle. He's going to regress back to what he is, middle of the pack.
And for what it's worth, Ryan Hasty does bring it up. Torvik has Tennessee State ranked first in the Ohio Valley.
I'll fade Torvik. I've had success fading Torvik. I like Torvik, but I like to fade Torvik too.
Yeah, I'm not like a total 100% backer on the computers, but I like the numbers that he spits out for the returning minutes and experience. This team's got it. They really do. They're the most experienced team coming into the year for Ohio Valley. I think they're top half, and if Collins has it going, they're competing for a title.
They got a hell of a band there. It's one of the loudest. It's one of the loudest fucking places to play in the league. I hate playing there. All right, let's go over to Cookeville. I know GBO Farms is in the chat. Let's talk some Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles, who were right there to go to the NCAA tournament. Total heartbreak. What year is Pelfrey in now at Tennessee Tech? Pelfrey is in his 5th season. God damn. Out at the Eblin Center, like I said, 16 and 17. They finally took a step for John Pelfrey, former Arkansas coach, former Kentucky Wildcat player. They lose a bit like everybody else. Jalen Sembry, 15 points a game. Brett Thompson, 12 points a game. Tyrone Perry, 10 points a game. Nolan Coswell, they lose as well. Incoming David Early from Marshall. David Craig from Mercer. Josiah Davis. Josiah's going to be a good fit there. I actually like the fit. From the Mountaineers, Daniel Egbowini from Little Rock. Brandon Brown and Rodney Johnson are a couple of freshmen from the junior college ranks. I like Pelfrey at the mid-major level. He was good at South Alabama before he got the Arkansas job. I kind of think Tennessee Tech's going to be solid again. I think they're going to challenge for the league here.
I'm not maybe as high as challenge for the league because they do lose 3 huge pieces from that, tournament finalist team from last year. But Pelfrey hasn't had a above 500 winning season yet. So
I know it's been crazy.
Show me that, and then I can have you competing for a title. I think they're a middle of the road team, though. They bring back 3 seniors and a junior, or at least they have 3 seniors and a junior on their projected starting 5 here. Holy shit. Corey Seager just tied up the game for me with the Rangers. Sorry, everybody. Javis Harvey, the senior guard, he averaged 31 minutes a game last year, 12 points. He's going to be the leader of this team. This team goes as far as he'll take them.
I will say about Pelfrey is Pelfrey has proven it and gotten a program to the dance. That was at South Alabama back in the day. He was really good at 80 and 67 there. And when he took over Tennessee Tech, they had not won a game. Like, they were winless the year. They were so bad when I was there the last 2 years. So I think they're on the right path under Pelfrey. So, all right, let's go along. GBO Farms makes a good point. He's gone from 9th to 11th and then up to 7th to 2nd. God, I'm drawing a blank on Payne. Payne had the team before he got there. They were a total dumpster fire. I think they were like 2 and 18. We beat the shit out of them a couple times. So, all right, let's go over to the next team in the league. This place, you don't ever want to visit this place. Let's go to Tennessee Martin. And Martin, Tennessee, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a story in this league. You got to drive like a freaking half hour to find a freaking bottle of whiskey because it's a dry county. Martin, Tennessee, the Skyhawks at the Skyhawk Arena. It's like an airplane crafter here. If anybody's been there, they know exactly what I'm talking about. This is probably my least favorite place to visit in the OVC. I don't really have many nice things to say about Tennessee Martin, other than there's a couple good people there. Ryan Ritter's in his third season. Sad situation, though, because remember Coach Stewart died in his sleep a couple years ago, the former point guard from Indiana that transferred to UT Martin. So, I mean, that's how Ryan Ritter got to the helm. Speaking of which, Parker Stewart departs. His dad was the one that passed away in the middle of his sleep. He averaged 16 points a game. He was a good player. He was there multiple times. He went to the high major ranks, came back. Emotional team last year. They were talented, though. KJ Simon's out, 15 points a game. Chris Nix is gone, 7 points a game. They're always going to be able to juke it up, always bring in transfer Jacob Cruz from Dakota State. Daytona State. I can't fucking read right now. Christian Fussell from Middle Tennessee. And then they went to the island to get Justice Jackson from Hawaii. Isaiah Muhammad, fresh off the murder case at New Mexico State. Yasin Huesin from Lakeland. So, I mean, like I said, last year was such an emotional year for Ritter. They made the jump. Parker played last year, played at a high level. I kind of see them taking a step back this year. How about you?
I don't know. I think they had a really good year last year, and they bring back the backcourt and Jordan Sears and Desmond Williams. Sears had 15 points a game last year, and Williams played 26 minutes a game, 8 points as well. Both of them pretty efficient shooters from behind the line as well. For me, a lot of the Ohio Valley Conference teams struggle with continuity, and I said it with was it Tennessee State. You bring me back a couple of guards and put some talent around them that did all right in the transfer portal. I think this is a middle of the road team, and they could squeak into the top four. But I think they're kind of in the middle of the Ohio Valley this year.
I mean, that's what I mean. Step back from third, and you mentioned it. The one thing about the OVC, like when you have a good year, you're usually going to regress to a shit year, just because it's so Jekyll and Hyde. Like you're banking on all these transfers and JUCO guys in one and done situations. So, like you said, I like them to come back to the middle of the pack.
For the record, they were tied with three other teams for third. So they were middle. That's going to be the league. So this year they're going to finish eighth, and they're going to finish one game back of third. So
all right, let's go over to the Leathernecks from Western Illinois, the newcomers coming over. I'm pulling up my Western Illinois tab. They are 16-14, 9-9 in league play. That was in a different league though, because they're coming over from the Summit. They actually were feisty last year.
They're good at home.
Yeah, Macomb, Illinois. It's questionable out there. But they were feisty at the Western Hall. Seats 5,100. Key departures: Trenton Massner, 19 points a game. Alex Rosner, 13 points a game. Vuk. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Stefanik from 10 points a game. Steph Gabriel as well is on his way out. They got in the portal like everybody else. Joe Petrix from Illinois State. Shea Davis from Ranger College. Roderick Payne as well from UW. He came out right off the Riverfall. Drew Sissy from Missouri St. Louis. Ryan Myers from Indian Hills. James Dent from John A. Logan. I talked about John A. Logan earlier in the episode. Tay Knox from Chipola. It's another good JUCO product. Transitioning into a new league, the Summit, I think, is a better league than the OVC. They finished fourth in the I kind of think actually they're going to challenge a little bit here. How
The
about
top
you?
of the summit is definitely better than the Ohio Valley. I think the
Yeah.
bottom of the summit, though, fits pretty well with the Ohio Valley.
Where do the Tommies classify?
Good at
Middle.
home.
Middle.
they
What
they
about?
would go 500. They're good at home.
See, you notice how Noah has a scatter report because he's watching all the damn Denver Pioneer games.
Yeah. So with Western Illinois, the thing is they bring in Shea Davis to head the point, and he comes in from Ranger. I couldn't tell you anything about Ranger.
That's where Billy Gillespie was.
Do you know much about him?
It's a good JUCO program.
Because he's the projected point guard for this year's team.
Yeah, I mean, it's a solid JUCO program, so I mean, he should be okay.
You throw him in the backcourt with two returning seniors who played 29 minutes a game last year, and honestly, there's 4 other seniors on the projected starting 5 with him, and Joe Petrakis and Drew Cisse, who are transferring in. The experience is there for Western Illinois, and the home court advantage is there for Western Illinois. The Leathernecks, again, Colby always says this, and I'm now catching myself doing it too. I'm saying top half for a lot of these teams, and I'm going to have to go back on some of the predictions, but they really could. I don't see them losing many home games. So I think they're instantly top half for me. They have one of the better home court advantages.
Quick side note too, Chad Boudreau is actually going to be in his first season too.
Yeah, I forgot his first year as head coach.
Yeah, so who did he take over for? Why am I drawing a blank? Was it Rob?
So he steps in from the staff.
Yo, Jeter went to Southern Utah. That's right.
Yeah.
That for me, that's a little bit of a hesitation.
So,
but he was there as associate head coach, like you said. I kind of feel like middle-ish.
So he had, according to the Almanac, Boudreau was a junior college head coach from 2017 and 2020. His team was 76-21 during his time there. So, year one as D1 head coach, though. It's a big question.
Love it. All right. Well, you know what? This is the part that everybody's been waiting for. Let's go. Let's pick this league 1 to 11, and we will start it off with number 11. I actually haven't even filled mine out completely. At number 11, I got Lindenwood.
I have Eastern Illinois there.
The penitentiary. I chose my spot. The Unique Suites. EIEIO. EIU at 10.
I have Eastern Illinois at 11. And then give me Southern Indiana at 10.
Oh, you're a hater. Yeah. Who do you got at 9?
Give me Lindenwood at 9.
I got Tennessee Martin at 9.
I'll take Tennessee Tech at 9.
I went Tennessee State at 8.
Dude, I was a culprit of this show. Colby says it when he does it, but I said top half for 7 teams, and we're now at 7. So that's where I'm having trouble now. Give me UT Martin 7th. I like that team though, but
I went Western Illinois 7.
And then next for me, I will go SEMO at 6th.
I got the Screaming Eagles, baby. Surprise team. They're gonna win all their home games like they always do. Give me them at 6.
And then now into the top 5.
Yep.
And I am having trouble.
I'll I'll go first. I got Edwardsville at 5.
All right.
So
Give me
Barone.
Western Illinois 5th.
Okay. I got the Show Me Center SEMO at 4 with Brad Korn.
I will have Little Rock 4th.
I got GBO Farms' Tennessee Tech Eagles at number 3.
Give me Tennessee State at 3.
So we had Tennessee State and Tech flip. So I'm high on Tech. You're high on State. 2, Moorhead is always better than Less Head. Give me the Moorhead State Eagles.
Are we being too cute? I have Moorhead State 2nd too.
No, there's no such thing as cute. They're not a unanimous front runner. They're not Gonzaga in Vermont.
Are they not? They're not.
No. They went 14-4 last year.
They won the league.
Yeah, but they're not they finished fucking last when I was in that league. Like they are not a year in and year out. No doubt they're going to win the league. They've been the best team the last couple years, but like
17-3, 13-5, 14-4.
Yeah, they finished 3rd 2 years ago and 2nd 3 years ago.
Okay,
and
3 years ago
8th,
they won the tournament though.
And then 8th, and then 5th, and then 12th. I mean, they like.
But recently, you don't have Belmont and Murray State in here.
Yeah, but it's not like a dominant team would go 19-1 in this league because this league sucks.
Moorhead State could be it. I'm afraid I'm going too cute. Who do you have winning it?
Little Rock, let's go, baby. Darnell Walker.
Oh Lord. I mean, we're both betting on talent with coaching that hasn't quite done it yet. But I'm on SIU Edwardsville. I'm on SIU.
He has not.
Give me the Cougars.
Walker's done it. He did in the Sun Belt with Little Rock.
Oh man, give me the Cougars. I'm dying on the hill. This team's good. They're good. The team is good. They might be the best roster. They might be the best roster in the OVC. Please
let down in the OVC, baby.
Give me that.
All right. So who you got win the tournament?
I low-key think that's when Little Rock is live. I think it's going to take some time for them to get going. But Little Rock could win it. I also think Tennessee State could win it. And I thought SEMO would also be playing good ball later on in the season. So I think this is a dart throw league. And I think it was last year too. The way the bracket's set up is like the 2 top regular season teams, they get the longest bye. It's like the WCC.
Yep.
But give me like the 4th seed or the 6th seed's kind of the farthest I'll go. Before you get into like a clear disadvantage in the amount of games that you have to play during the week. I think I'm throwing 3 darts, Tennessee State, Little Rock, and SEMO.
Let's go EIU. EIU's going to win the tournament. Let's go.
Holy
Marty Simmons. It's going to be chaos. A 9 seed won it last year in fucking SEMO.
SEMO was the 9 seed?
They were like the 8 or 7, maybe 9. I forget.
I thought they were 5. I thought they were the 5th seed.
No, I think Tech was like 5.
Up.
I think Tech was 5.
There was chaos in this league, but I didn't know it was that much chaos.
OVC 2000.
I'm looking it up too. Before we get out of here, I gotta know now. For the men, Ohio or SEMO was 5. I knew they were the 5 seed.
Hey, they had to play on the first night. They had to play Lindenwood.
They didn't have to play on the first night. So there was 8 teams though. There was 8 teams that got into
I can't even have it. I forgot it is an 8 team. So EIU's actually out. I can't pick them.
Get out of here.
Tennessee Tech, revenge. Tennessee Tech gets it done.
Revenge for who? Not many of them return.
Revenge for Pelfrey. Back to the tournament.
Okay.
First time since South Alabama days. Letgoing to go.
Yeah, GBO Farms is right. I am hating on them, but
you got to trust the culture.
Nobody returns from the team that is going to feel revenge. Just Pelfrey,
revenge angle. Get that Edwardsville shit out of here. They suck.
I did. I got him out for the tournament because it's mainly that I like the length and their defensive capability, and they bring back a lot. They bring back the most in this conference, but I think it's about who gets hot at the right time when it comes to OVC.
Maybe more headwinds. Maybe more headwinds because they got upset last year.
Who'd they lose to last year?
I think SEMO.
They lost to SEMO, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm sticking with Tech. Let's go GBO Farm. Give me Tech. Give me the Eagles.
Tech was a 2 seed. What are you talking about? They were 2 seed last year.
Yeah,
you said they were a 5 seed.
They were 5.
They had the longest bye, dude.
weren't they like freaking 12-8 in league play? How are they a 2 seed?
They were the 2 seed. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's not a real 2 seed.
I think that's what we said when we saw this bracket too.
Yeah.
With the amount of teams that tied for 3rd last year is kind of BS. That was the league that Colby was up in arms about. Why is this team getting like a staggered bye?
Yeah.
But that's my preferred bracket format. I really like how you value the regular season there.
I agree, especially with this bullshit NIT new rule. That is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that came out today. And now that I think about
bullshit ever.
Now that I think about it, this is the only tournament format that you can use moving forward. You have to get your best teams in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, well, it's only the right thing to do. Like, this is the biggest fucking bullshit. Nobody wants to watch 13 and 19 freaking UCF play 13 and 19 Boston College in the NIT.
Yeah. So Ryan Hasty in the chat, he's asking. So during the workday, it was at like 3:00 when they announced this. The NCAA broke that no longer in the NIT will allow automatic bids for regular season conference winners for all the mid-majors. So you could win your conference in the regular season, and they would get an auto bid in the NIT if they didn't win the conference tournament. Now, the high majors, the 6 conferences, are each going to get 2 bids each for the next 2 highest teams in the net. It's bullshit because that's 12 of your
total bullshit.
And 12 of the teams that are in the tournament. It's almost half the field, and it weakens the strength of the field. It really does, because half those teams don't even want to be there, and half the teams aren't even playing some of the kids that played for them in the regular season. And North Carolina denied an NIT bid last year too.
Yeah, it's total fucking bullshit. The NCAA fucking sucks. That's all I can take from this. So, Noah, what league do we potentially have on deck? I know we got one more coming for you guys this evening. Doubleheader Friday night.
Yeah, tonight it's Mountain West. Right after this, depending on when Colby's going to be ready. So, if he's going to follow through tonight, he said he'd be ready around midnight. So,
here we go, baby.
That's what we're playing in.
That's why you turn on the notifications. Let's go, baby. So subscribe to the College Basketball Experience. Like I said, we're here every single night. It's about to be Saturday, October the 28th. The season
Mountain West time.
The season starts Monday, November 6th, which means November 5th, that Sunday. I think there's 100.
You guys are on here for 3 hours that night previewing games.
Good God. I'm coming in blind. I can't research 190 games. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna go fucking 17-3 on my locks with day number 1. Guarantee. Noah, what else you got going on before we get out of here?
If Colby is not on tonight, we'll be doing the Patriot League.
Bingo. Oh, I love me some Patriot League. Go Army, beat Navy. I'm glad that game is now in the American, basically, in football.
It's the Colgate League.
It is the Colgate. It is the Colgate League. So subscribe to the College Basketball Experience. Subscribe to the College Football Experience. They got the pregame show tomorrow, postgame show. They got shows all day. FCS Experience, Big 12, best league in the land. Let's go. Yeah. So we'll see you guys here in a little bit. And, we see you then. Later.